All right, welcome to 100 Gems podcast. And today, y'all, we got Mr. Trueman McGee. Hey, listen here, the man is doing things. Hey, I can't wait to talk about his funky, fresh company. I think y'all gonna love it. I know y'all gonna love it. You know his people. What we want to do is bring y'all something real special right now. We just gonna give y'all a dose, but we're gonna be right back at you and give you a full extent of who my man is and the lineage and the cloth that the man is cut from. He come from a long line of real strong and good men. And I think he has a lot to share. And it's my pleasure to be bringing him to the table. So let me shut up and bring him onto the table. Come on in.
What's up, yo? How's it going? How's it going?
All right.
Glad to be here.
All right, man. You know, we happy to have you here, too. First of all, man, the first thing I think we want to get, tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so Funky Fresh Spring Rolls are non-traditional gourmet spring rolls made with fresh ingredients. Never, ever, ever deep fried, but air fried or baked, just cooked in healthy oil. So we got flavors like buffalo chicken and kale, chicken club, chicken broccoli mushroom, sweet potato, black bean, and a plethora of other flavors. We started as literally out of my parents' house. I'm going to start from the bottom.
Come on now.
Started out my parents' house, and we got into some farmers markets, opened our first restaurant in 2020 or 2018, and now 3 years later, we had about 150 stores in Wisconsin, Illinois.
Come on with it now. I think you were saying y'all finna be international or something.
We're
Going nationwide.
we're going nationwide next year, so I'm excited. We're gonna start at 500 stores in about March, April, and then hopefully by the end of the year we'll be in over 1,000 stores.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's big. That's big.
That's
I
it.
know that you your parents, your dad, your uncle, and all them. I mean, they've been doing things, been around here for a while, and been influencing for a while. We living like we is. For a lot they did. And went out there and fought.
My dad was an influencer before social media. Before social media happened, for real. So shout out my dad, Michael McGee Sr.
Yes, sir.
You know, my mom, Penelope McGee, like just having great people. Man, I'm just thankful. Like we talk about like generational wealth, and we talk about all that, but man, like having great parents is being wealthy.
Yeah,
you know, like
definite.
like that's wealthy to me. You know, I felt real privileged as a kid to having this a great family, and I was conscious of it too.
Right.
You know, and we didn't have the most money, but I never would have known just because they took care of business, and I got 10 brothers and sisters. That I'm the youngest boy out of 7 brothers, and I got 3 sisters too. So it was growing up the youngest boy, man. You got a chip on your shoulder. You trying to be seen or whatever.
It's a lot on you, ain't it?
Yeah. So I don't regret it at all. I'm super thankful for being the youngest, and that pushed me to want to be the best.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
I wanted to be. I had a brother who's a good dancer. I want to be the best dancer. Brother who could cook. I want to be the best cook. I want to be the best player to get the most girl. I want to everything to a fault, unfortunately.
Y'all better tell Mr. McGee to stop it.
And I failed too. I failed.
Hey, listen, but that's just a lovely thing, having that kind of, I don't want to say competition, but influence.
Influence.
You know, that's really what it was. Mm-hmm. And that's what our family been missing. A lot of our black families missing that influence where, you know, I know my uncles, I had some real sharp uncles.
Yes.
And my dad was sharp, you know what I mean? And that influenced me. So, of course, I seen how they got that. I want to be sharp, too.
This is the thing. I feel like we're still getting influenced. We might just get influenced on the wrong way.
Yeah,
we're looking at the wrong way. Like, because back when we grew up in the era that your neighbor will come pop you upside the head. He'll grab you by the shirt.
Might get popped upside my head by Mr. McGee.
Yeah, seriously. And actually, over the weekend, I was doing an event, and I was giving a 500 free spring rolls at Sherman Park. And it was a great event, beautiful. Police is there, fire department is there, like a lot of people in the community. And these kids got the throwing down, man, in this event, whatever. Just like, y'all don't see all these, like back in the day, we couldn't do stuff in front of adults, man. Like, we get snatched stuff. So I walked over, man, I grabbed the kid up. I said, man, what are you doing, man? You got all these people here. It's a peaceful event. And you gonna be mad because somebody called you out your name and now you got to defend your honor. And I picked dude up, and everybody's all shocked because people don't see that. But I'm like,
right,
I love this little dude that I don't know enough. He looked like me.
right,
Like the police don't need to intervene all the time.
right. No, they
They gotta
don't.
be us.
Yeah, it
You know what I'm
has to
saying?
be.
Because
Yeah,
sometimes they
yeah,
might intervene and they might take it too
yeah,
far.
yeah.
Rather than another man in the community grab them up and say,
Yeah.
look, dude, you're doing it the wrong way.
Doing it the wrong way. I think this is a part of the vehicle that is being used to influence. However,
Yeah.
I think, man, it's time for us to step up and to go get on social media and to go on those other platforms and present those kind of stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And say, hey, man, listen, it's different, man. This was live right here. You need to come on, be a guest and start talking about your future son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just hearing about it. Because
Absolutely.
you're going to hear some real interesting things come through this podcast.
100%.
I don't know about the rest of them out there and ain't even paid that much attention. However, I'm paying attention to the men that I've been influenced by here at 100 Gems, the men that I deal with every day,
Right.
all these brothers, man. And it's a lovely thing having this podcast because I get to meet so many different, wonderful Black men. And don't get me wrong, we're going to have a nice variety because all of us count. You know, it ain't no big guy little you really in this world. You know, it's who got some money and who ain't. Yeah. But who live?
Yeah.
Ain't that something like
That's
you were
right.
saying about with you and your dad and your uncle? You know, y'all got a real family.
Yeah.
You know that make it consciously. You said you was conscious of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. You know, it's like I think of it as putting pennies in the piggy bank. Like everybody has a contribution to your life. So it might be you can walk past a penny right now, and so many people walk past pennies because they feel like it ain't nothing to value.
Yeah.
I was literally at the bank. This is a story. It was around the time when I was starting my business, and I was like had to move back into my parents' house because things wasn't going well, and I had to refocus my life. And then that's kind of where the food business was born out of. There was a time where I was at the bank, and this young brother, he might have just got out of jail. He was cashing a check. He was in a hurry. He just got his money and he was getting out of there. He left all the nickels, dimes, and pennies in there. Then the bank teller was like, hey man, you left all your change. And we're like, oh, that's just pennies, ain't worth nothing or whatever. And that's the mentality a lot of us have.
Yeah,
We see things of little value and we don't appreciate it. But in reality, the things of little value is what builds us. So it's not just one situation. There's little bits of it's people.
It's step at a time.
Yeah, it's conversations like this. It's like seeing your uncle, seeing your brother, seeing your father, seeing people who influence you, and you getting those little bits of pennies into your piggy bank of knowledge.
Yeah,
And
that's why we get that's why we call this is 100
Gems. That's
100
literally
Gems,
100
home
Gems.
of the champs, baby.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, that's what we all gonna come through. Ain't nothing but champs gonna be running through here. And I know everybody ain't gonna be able to come through here, man.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing something crazy and ain't trying to have nothing or do nothing productive, man, you gotta go get some spiritual help. Let me go ahead and switch gears. I'm a little charged up. I know you were just talking about your family and how was your spiritual life develop?
Yeah, do family. Having a praying grandmother and going to church, and I would say this though, like having on both sides of the family, having just praying grandmothers and my father teaching us how to pray at night, and then also teaching us the word and just letting us figure things out on our own. And just knowing that God is real, and through certain situations, certain people's, like, God always presents himself. A lot of times people want God to literally come down himself and talk to you. Whatever, but
that'd be nice.
It'd be nice. But really, God do talk to us if we are like in tune with ourselves, because we all connected, and we always say this. It's like, man, something told me. Something told me to go left.
Something told me.
Something told me to grab my keys or whatever. Something told me to do this or call this person. That's nothing but God right there.
Nothing but God.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
the spirit.
that for me, that's spiritual. For me, is like going along in my journey in life and going along in entrepreneurship and listening. And saying, you know what, like, cause something told me the spring rolls is it. Something told me this would blow up the way it is. Years before anybody else believed it, something told me that something was God. And God was like, hey man, you love cooking. Try this out. Right. And I just was obedient. I listened and I kept going. And now we here. And that was in 2013 when I was literally I was laid off construction work and moved back back home with my parents, trying to figure things out. Something told me, I'm just say something, but we know it's God.
Yeah.
Told me, hey, you got this time you laid off. Why don't you work out? Why don't you better yourself? Why don't you read? Why don't you get in shape? Whatever.
Yeah,
And I did
yeah,
that.
Yeah, the routine.
You know, just like look, like I always say this: if you unemployed, ain't no reason you should be out of shape.
No, ain't no. Honestly, though, man, when you unemployed, you got time to. That's some valuable time, you
Man.
got, man. You know,
Ain't no reason.
Yeah.
If you ain't working, if you listening right here, you going through jobs, yo, you need to be reading. You need to be
come on.
investing into
Learning
yourself.
something.
Man,
Yeah, come on, man.
we like everybody like we ain't got money to invest. Yo, we got the internet is free for the most part.
Come on with it.
The library is free. Come on, if you want to
And
get
a lot
to
of
it.
these classes out here right now,
Yo.
man, they got access to these classes. It's this resources, and that's just it, though, man. I think that's where we differ from the generations that's coming along now. We got drilled that. So, you know what I mean? I do wish, though, that we would have stuck with how our parents did things, man. Because I gotta blame myself some because I don't necessarily or have not necessarily reached out in a way that I was reached out to. You know, however, I just found my vehicle now, baby. You know, and I'm gonna try to touch as many lives as I possibly can. And what I'm gonna be touching them with is the truth. I'm bringing the real deal to the table. You know, you're going to know when you leave it, you can go check it out.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be able to follow up. That good stuff.
That's interesting. You talk about like you said, you know, you kind of take accountability yourself for not, you know, maybe paying it forward to the next generation, possibly like we have been. And that's something that, you know, I'll say this generation is we all want to break generational curses. That's all. That's all I hear every day on social media or whatever. But like, man, what about these generational blessings? that we got?
It's gangs,
Man, it's a lot. I mean, just keeping the family together is like now everybody is like their own unit, own family. Ain't like Big Mama's house no more. Everybody get together and everybody's family. You know, I guess you know maybe some people may not want to be around their family, but man. It was time for me, like, yo, I love those times with my grandma, my great grandma was around and they were able to like keep the family together. And it's something to be said.
Always was somebody to go talk to in the family.
You know?
That was the glue, so to speak. I gotta say today though, man, the brothers that I've been jamming with, fellas that be coming through on the podcast and just I gotta say, I am really encouraged. Especially having this vehicle to get out here and touch folks, man. I see the influence that can come through here. You know what I mean? And I know I ain't necessarily gonna be him. However, I got fellas like Mr. Trueman over here coming in and telling me how it really go, man. Giving us some of his family. Because that's what you're doing in all actuality.
Yeah.
You're sharing your family with
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, you know, listen, man, this is once again, this is another episode of 100 Gems. Y'all can look forward to seeing Mr. Trueman come on back because we got a lot to talk about. Once again, 100 Gems, House of the Champions, baby.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Share all the gem. Let me just put out one gem. It's 100 gems. Let me just add one gem to the pot. And that's it. But guess what? When I'm here, I'm going to take a couple gems with me.
Hey, you better. Because they for you.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, baby. Yeah, y'all. Peace, baby.
Peace.
Yeah.